Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Remember Claire's, the place where you got your ears pierced, picked out glittery accessories, and spent hours browsing with your friends? Well, get ready for some surprising news because this mall favorite just did something major for the second time in just 7 years, and it's shaking up the retail world. Today, we're breaking down exactly what happened, why it matters for every shopper, and what this means for the future of where we buy our stuff. Claire's, the jewelry and accessory chain we all know, recently filed for bankruptcy protection again. This move happened on a Wednesday in a federal court in Delaware, and it marks their second time seeking this kind of financial help since 2018. The CEO, Chris Kramer, called this a, quote, difficult but absolutely necessary decision. He explained that the company is facing what he called a cocktail of problems. In their court filing, Claire's estimated its assets and liabilities both range from about $1 billion to $10 billion, showing just how massive this financial situation is. They also reported having between 25,000 and 50,000 creditors. So what exactly are these problems hitting Claire so hard? First off, they're facing a mountain of debt, with a major loan of around $500 million that's due in late 2026. To give you an idea of the financial strain, they even stopped paying interest and rent on some of their less profitable stores recently just to hold on to cash. But the challenges don't stop there. Claire's is also battling fierce competition. There are trendier new players in the market like Lovisa, which analysts say have a better read on what today's teens want by offering a more sophisticated look at lower prices. Plus, online retail giants like Amazon, Temu, and Shein are completely dominating the market. Shein in particular targets young shoppers with super cheap accessories, making it incredibly hard for traditional stores to keep up. This leads to the next big issue. Shopping habits have completely changed. Neil Saunders of Global Data notes that Claire's old-school mall formula is increasingly out of step. People are simply not going to malls as much as they used to, with a slow but steady exodus of shoppers towards online shopping. Generation Z prefers to shop online and discover new brands through platforms like TikTok. This massive shift away from physical stores means foot traffic is way down, directly impacting Claire's sales, turning what was once a key strength into a major liability. And if that wasn't enough, tariffs are adding even more pressure. Claire's heavily relies on importing its affordable products, especially from countries like China, Cambodia, and other Asian nations. The current administration's tariffs on these imported goods have significantly driven up costs, making it incredibly difficult for a company that relies on low prices to maintain its profit margins. Analysts like Neil Saunders believe that Claire's is not in a position to manage this latest challenge effectively. These increased costs, combined with broader economic challenges and strained consumer budgets, contribute to the cocktail of problems that has made it impossible to stay afloat. Now, despite all this, here's a key point. Claire's stores in North America will remain open for now. That's right, you can still get your ears pierced and browse their accessories. The company, which operates about 2,750 stores across 17 countries worldwide, including about 190 icing stores, is exploring what they call strategic alternatives. This is corporate speak for looking at all their options, from restructuring their business to potentially selling off parts of the company or even the whole thing. They're also committed to continuing to pay their employees and work with their partners. But don't be surprised if you see some changes. Claire's has already identified an initial list of 18 stores across 13 states that are slated for closing sales. These sales are expected to start very soon and wrap up by early September, or by the end of October if they can't find a buyer. They've even hired Hilco Merchant Resources to handle these liquidation sales. And here's the kicker. If Claire's can't find a buyer for its business, over 1,000 more locations could be closed by the end of October. It's important to remember that Claire's has been through this before. Their first bankruptcy in 2018 helped them wipe out nearly $2 billion in debt. After that, their previous creditors, like Elliott Management and Monarch Alternative Capital, took control of the company. At that time, Claire's had over 4,500 stores globally. The restructuring helped them gain access to about $575 million in new capital to keep operations going. Claire's even tried to go public again in 2021 after an earlier attempt in 2013, but they eventually dropped those plans in 2023. even partnerships with huge retailers like Walmart and Macy's that gave Claire's products wider exposure and boosted sales by about 50% in 2021 weren't enough to counteract the ongoing problems. Claire's products are sold in about 2,500 Walmart stores, including over 300 mini stores. They also opened mini stores inside 21 Macy's locations, hoping to introduce their customers to department store shopping. But these efforts couldn't solve the deeper issues. Claire's isn't the only one struggling either. Other well-known retailers, including Forever 21, which has also filed for bankruptcy twice and closed down its U.S. business, and others like At Home, Party City, and Rue 21 have faced similar challenges this year. This all highlights a bigger trend in the retail industry. The landscape is changing fast, with increased competition from online players like Shein and Temu, and companies that can't adapt are finding it increasingly difficult to survive. Neil Saunders sums it up by saying that reinventing themselves in this current environment will be a very tall order for Claire's. What do you think about Claire's filing for bankruptcy again? Did you get your ears pierced there, or has online shopping completely changed how you buy accessories? Let me know in the comments below. If this gave you clarity, go ahead and like the video, subscribe for smarter market updates, and hit that bell so you never miss a beat. See you in the next one!